Welcome to wrestling therapy. My energy is a little low. I'm a little sad. We're into black. We're into black because um
Here we go.
we are in mourning. We're in collective mourning. But first, before we get to there, I want to welcome my guest. Speaking of which, hello. How are you?
Hello, I am back. I know y'all done missed me. Speaking with Shaw is here, and I did message you. I said, "Is that your king? Is that your king?"
Let's all take a moment of silence for the reign of the greatest Mysterio ever, Dirty Dom. Please,
Jesus
everybody, just take a
Christ.
moment just to.
No, that's fine. No moment of silence. Is that your king? You gonna sit here and let John Cena come and just yank that belt off of you? No storyline ever? It's crazy.
First, first of
Crazy.
all, Dom was not ready. He was unprepared. Okay, Triple H.
You gotta if you ready, you don't have to stay ready. You don't have if you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. What's up with that? He literally and mind you, I didn't even watch the full Monday Night Raw because I was watching the Eagles go Birds.
Go Birds.
But I seen that clip and I said, "Is that your king?" I said, "I got a message on Sushi right now."
It was I watched it this morning. I was hurt, devastated. I know all the Mysterio fans out there were crushed because John Cena buries another talent. Some would say. Um, yeah, John Cena's a Grand Slam champion.
Woo!
Uh,
I'm a Cena fan, so
we have well, let's since Cena is the topic. We have a tournament to face Cena on December 13th in Washington D.C. Last time is now. Right now we've had Damian Priest and Rusev who wrestled on Raw, and Rusev advanced, who's had some history with Cena. We had Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura last night, who also have a little bit of history, but more Sheamus than anything. And Sheamus advanced. We also had on SmackDown, we have The Miz versus Jey Uso to see who's going to win there. And we have L.A. Knight versus a mystery opponent.
yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think the mystery opponent is going to be for L.A. Knight?
I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be Chris Jericho. Everybody keep talking about Chris Jericho. He hasn't been in, but maybe Chris Jericho. But I feel like if it is Chris Jericho, then he's gonna take the whole tournament and they're gonna fight to the end.
Yeah. We also we see on Raw though, we also have another mystery opponent on Raw. On Raw next week, we have the Ring General returns
Oh, finally, Gunther.
Gunther to face the young upstart, young OG Javon Evans.
Oh, the little wrestler. He was facing against Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm. He's really good.
Yes, I remember him. I remember him. Yes.
And then we have the tribal chief, Solo Sokoa.
The tribal chief Solo Sikoa. Wait, I think you mixed them up. Like
I'm pretty sure I didn't. Um,
the tribal chief is Roman Reigns. What are
you
you
mean the
talking
one that got
about?
his ass whipped by Bronson Reed? I don't think so.
First of all, I have so many thoughts about Bronson Reed, but we gonna leave my thoughts. They're not gonna drop. CM Punk isn't gonna drop his belt into WrestleMania season to Braun Breaker.
I don't think he's going to even make it to WrestleMania as champion.
You don't think so?
I think he's going to drop it sometime before WrestleMania,
Royal Rumble.
if not Chamber.
That's right after Royal Rumble,
Mm-hmm.
though.
I could see him losing that title at some point. Let's.
Yeah, they be playing in Punk face like he wasn't that bull. Like he really was.
It looks like we got War Games was set up. We have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and four letters, one word. Uh,
Uh-uh.
he Jey Uso. and one more person versus Division and your boy, the Maverick, Logan Paul, and one more
That's
person.
not my boy. That's not my boy.
You don't like
That's not my
you
boy.
don't like Logan
I
Paul?
do. I do not actually. 0 out of 10 will not recommend.
Oh wow, that's
I can't believe you would think I would like Logan Paul. You see my takes, and that is not a part of them.
well okay. Then, I mean that's fair.
That's fair. Let's think. Let's think back to my takes, and Logan Paul would not be a part of them.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. That's true. My thing with Logan Paul is it's not his athletic ability because I do think that he's really good. Like I do think that he executes his moves pretty well. It's just the whole thing where he doesn't really. I'm not saying you gotta like suffer or put the grind in for wrestling, but you gotta suffer and put the grind in. I just feel like for him, he doesn't, it's just all like a Instagram sensation, oh TikTok sensation, YouTube sensation. I don't think that it's really like he doesn't have to work for anything. Because if you've noticed before when Logan Paul first started, he was like it was like a thing where every time he would come, he would be in a pay-per-view, but he wouldn't it was no storyline. He would be in a pay-per-view and then he would win. And then it got to the point where he would be in a pay-per-view and he would lose. But where does the storyline come from? Like even like back at his previous matches, I'm not critiquing the matches themselves because those are pretty good. I'm talking about the build to the matches. There's zero build to any of his matches, like zero build. You tell me to build, and let me know because there's no build.
Him and LA Knight had a nice little build for a while for the US title on
Okay,
SmackDown.
outside of that, what build does he have? He just comes in randomly.
He's not he says he's full time. He's just a special attraction, i.e., like a Brock
Yes.
Lesnar.
Yes,
It's
and I'm not a big Brock Lesnar fan. Maybe because I've been a wrestling fan for so long, and I know how those little cute little special attractions come in and come out, come in and come out. But I'm here for the nitty gritty. I'm here from the beginning to the end to the middle, and that's why John Cena is who he is because he wasn't just an in and out wrestler like that later wrestlers can see, like later WWE fans can see. They see him come in, come out, come in, come out. They can see him in like the movies, the TV shows, whatever. But like if you was a really good like wrestling fan, you could tell that he was remember he was on the United States Challenge every single week. He literally had the little spinner belt. He was over here rapping, literally doing all those diss tracks. Like, so I'm saying, like, I like to see people who really is putting in the grind, really like going in there, not just coming in like, oh, let me get a belt real quick. No,
what do you think? You said you're a Cena fan, right?
I am a Cena fan.
What what are your thoughts on the retirement tour for Cena, and what has Cena's legacy in wrestling has meant to you?
So okay, so back in the day when I was a young tenderoni, younger tenderoni because I'm so young, I had John Cena as a poster on my wall, and I was literally like an avid Cena fan, and I feel like Cena's impact in wrestling is unmatched. Like you could kind of compare it to how Hulk Hogan was in like the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and I feel like for me it was just like, oh, this shows you what grit was. This shows you how, you know, how hard work gets you to there. Because if you seen his first promo when he was like ruthless aggression to thug life to like my time is up, my time is now to the point that he was on my graduation cap when I graduated from college. Like it was a whole thing. Like, and I just feel like his progression tells a story, and that's what I personally like. And I think explained this to you before. Like the story, the progression of the people. And I feel like for his retirement tour, I'm a little salty that they turned him heel because I don't really like the heel Cena. I didn't. I feel like it was unnecessary. I understand where they wanted him to be like turn heel and say, oh, he's turned heel and this and that. But like I don't think it was a successful heel turn. I wish they probably wouldn't have did that. Because especially when they transitioned, and I think we did an episode on wrestling therapy before when they transitioned from him being heel to him being face again. There was no. It was literally like he cut one promo and now he face again. So to me, I think that John Cena is a great representation of like grinding, especially the United States champion. That was like a undercard belt until he got it, and then it made it bigger. Now everybody wants to grab it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate John Cena's entire legacy for what he has done. I don't. I think the retirement tour is cool, but I just feel like. Does retirement mean he's never gonna come back? You can never say never in WWE because people never say they're gonna come back and then they come back. So I don't know.
I think
I don't
I
know.
think that is very true, but I also believe there's certain people if I hear them say it, I believe it. To me, I feel like Cena will come back as an appearance, but to say to have a match, I don't see him having a match after the 13th anymore. I feel like he's gonna be one of those guys where it's just like, yeah, I'm not wrestling anymore. I'm good.
I can see that too. And he already had said his body was banged up before, so like, he said he was tired, and he don't really need wrestling money.
No,
He on everything. He on that car commercial, like he's like voicing the car commercial. He's on Wipeout. He's on
Peacemaker.
he's in, yeah, and he Peacemaker. That Disney. Whenever you get that Disney money, that's that good money.
Yeah.
Oh, it's DC. Or DC money. Once you get whatever money that you don't really need to go back to wrestling. Now, obviously, if it's a cash grab or a money grab, he could go back. But I mean, no, and WWE hiked up them price tickets because we were trying to go to DC to see those, and the nosebleeds were $600.
Oh, that's
The
cheaper than I. Oh,
nosebleed,
okay. That's like, yeah, that's cheaper than I thought it was.
the top of the top of the top of the top, $600.
I've heard people say wait until like the day of to try to get tickets because people are gonna massively undersell their tickets because they didn't get what they wanted for it initially.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's coming up December 13th. We have new women's tag team champions in the Kabuki Warriors. They are now your new tag team champions. I,
That happened last night.
yeah, we,
Oh yeah, because I miss Raw, so he got to give me the updates. Okay, so we got John Cena becoming Intercontinental Title
we, we,
from Dirty
we,
Dominic Mysterio. We got the Kabuki Warriors becoming the champions. We got the tournament for John Cena's last opponent. What else did I miss?
we had Stephanie Vaquer defend her title in a pretty solid match against Raquel Rodriguez, and Nikki Bella turned on her. So we're gonna get,
Oh, she
yep,
did.
we're gonna get
Okay,
Stephanie
okay.
and um Nikki Bella probably Survivor Series for the title.
Yeah, but they better not have Nikki Bella old tie self get that title. I promise you, they better not.
Next week on Raw, we have Becky Lynch defending the Intercontinental Women's Championship against Maxine in Madison Square Garden.
Maxine Dupree.
I have a question. Who do you think is the most popular women's wrestler right now?
I guess you could say Becky Lynch.
That's fair. That's fair.
I guess you could say Becky Lynch. Because even when I think about it, didn't like how they did my girl Jade. I feel like the match between Jade and Tiffany Stratton for Saturday Night's Main Event. I know you probably already talked about it, but I just felt like it was too short. It didn't feel like it was a real like battle.
Now,
Um,
I not to cut you off, but I will say this: Jade's best matches are her shorter matches.
you think?
Went from seeing her in when she was in AEW, she didn't have these 15, 20-minute matches. Like most of her matches were like boom, dominant. Just go out there, showcase your power, showcase your strength, get out of there. Jade, I love Jade. Jade's weakness are long, drawn out matches. I think her match.
Sounds like a Goldberg because all Goldberg matches was
Yeah,
short.
I mean that was pretty much the comparison. But with Jade, basically squashing Tiffany. Tiffany had the leg issue, and Jade's just coming off and turning more fierce or a heel. She needed to dominate Tiffany Stratton because if you're gonna storyline wise, if you're gonna still struggle against a one-legged person and you're fully healthy, then you shouldn't be champion. I,
That's
I
true. That's
I
true.
I love that they made Jade go out there to look, take a little bit of offense, but ultimately go ahead and power bomb, power bomb, power bomb.
Squash,
Yeah,
squash, squash, squash.
and then she's wrestling B-Fab this week on SmackDown. That's going to be the same thing. It's going to be maybe a 5-minute match, and she's just going to go out there beat her ass.
Oh, and did you see that Lash Legend debut to help Nia Jax? I'm all for the Lash
Man,
Legend.
it
I
was
love
like you just read my
it.
mind. That was going to be literally the next thing I was about to talk about.
Yes, I saw that, and I'm all for Lash Legend. And let me tell you why. Because the representation of Black women for WWE is typically one or two ways. It's either extremely commercialized, Bianca Belair, which I'm not mad at, because I love me some. I love me some. I'm on my own. I don't get some. Or it's very hyper masculine, and I'm not talking about that Samoan girls. I'm talking about Black women. So I do enjoy that Lash Legend she got, and Jay even they got the weaves, they got the lashes, they got the nails. Like I enjoy that, and it's not like a overly stereotype of oh I'm this girl. The even with BFAB, if you seen them cut the like BFAB and Meechin when they cut the promos, I'm like yuck, like ugh, it just doesn't really work for me. But I enjoy Lash Legend, and I can't wait to see. I'm happy that they moved her up to the main roster. The only thing that they when they move up certain people to the main roster, they kill the momentum that they had in NXT. And personally, I don't like that.
Well, to be fair, Lash really wasn't doing anything in NXT at this point. I do think that she should have had a reign with the women's
Anything.
championship or the North American, but I'm okay with her not having that and putting her on SmackDown that desperately needs women because outside of Jade, there's not many people that you could say, oh, this person could take the title off of Jade. Now with Charlotte and Alexa not having the titles, you kind of have somebody for Jade to go against. You have two new people. Bianca would be back eventually. My outlook is in a few years we're going to see more black female representatives because Bianca's going to be back soon. We have Jade. Lash Legend's going to be on the rides. Jada Parker is probably going to get called up within another year or so. She's going to be a focal point. Kalani Jordan is also going to be a good representative. I feel like the future, if booked correctly, would be really good for black women wrestlers.
I hope so because even if you look back at all of the Black women wrestlers from before, like you can probably count on your one hand, not even the entire hand, how many Black women wrestlers it really was.
Jazz is one
Like
of my favorites.
you're probably the only ones because it wasn't that many of them ever.
That
And we're not talking about the ones that was like Queen Charmel that just wrestled because her husband was Booker T. I'm talking about actual wrestlers that wrestled and had their own thing. And we have Trinity, which is Naomi.
mhm.
Shout out to her baby. But they played in her face for years. I mean, she was with the Funkadactyls for a long time, but like then when she got her own thing, they gave her a little bit, but they didn't give her that much. It took her for so long to even gain the notoriety that she did, and then she got pregnant. We have Alicia Fox, which they use Alicia Fox in a lot of squash matches. They wasn't even really utilizing her talent. Like they just kind of like I remember to a point where you know how you had the Judgment Day wrestling every week. It was Alicia Fox wrestling every week and getting squashed. So it wasn't, and she might have held the Divas champion maybe a couple times, but it wasn't like to the magnitude of a Charlotte Flair, to the magnitude of a Trish Stratus, to the magnitude of her other counterparts who does not look like her. So that's just thing. But I'm happy that Bianca Belair was able to pull that ring off for years and years and years. And I'm sorry that she got, injured. Her finger got injured or whatever. But like, that was a great representation. And I think they snubbed Jade for a long time before they even decided to give her the belt. And I'm glad they gave her the belt. And I'm not saying that you should compare two different black women, but I do think, and this is just a normal in America, when someone is a little bit lighter, features are a little bit more feminine, they're gonna look at you differently versus if you're darker skin, darker tone, and features are a little bit more masculine. They're gonna look at you differently. If you put Bianca and Jade next to each other, while they're both strong women, they're going to take Bianca because she looks more
Feminine.
you're feminine
Mm.
and Eurocentric. She's lighter skin, her hair is different. You know what I'm saying? She's not wearing like all the wigs and the weaves and stuff like that. And even when she does, it looks more Eurocentric versus Jade. She got the weave in, and it's platinum blonde. I mean platinum, yeah, platinum blonde, like silverish. So it's just like, yeah, you gotta have to like look at it from different points of views. But I do think that WWE is being a little bit more progressive than it typically is. But at the same time, it's just like we have a long way to go.
Yeah. Uh, my whole thing about it is a step forward. No matter how big the step forward is, it's still a step forward. Should it be
Hmm.
bigger steps? Absolutely. But we can't say, well, they never push black talent because that'll be
They
that'll
have.
be and like that's the other thing I've noticed. I see a lot of other content creators saying, "Oh, WWE is racist. They don't push black people. They don't do this." I'm like, so
They
we're
have.
gonna slide past Trick Williams holding down NXT. We're gonna slide past Obafemi holding down NXT. We're gonna slide past Bobby Lashley, Big E winning the big one, Kofi winning the big one. Like we can't Carmelo being NXT champion. Like we can't just pick and choose when to say, oh well, this doesn't count because this was on NXT. It still it happened. It happened.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. Now, what they did with the reigns, not the best. But that could happen to anybody. But I do think that they have been a lot more progressive than they would have been back in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. I feel like in the 70s, the 80s specifically, you could count on one hand how many black wrestlers there was.
Yeah, yeah,
Versus now, we do have more of a reign,
and they were doing like you
you know,
said, your stereotypical thing, the rapping or dancing or like I remember,
or the Black
yeah,
Power thing.
yeah,
Like,
the
oh,
Nation of
I'm Black
Domination.
Power. Like,
Like you had Crime
yeah.
Time, you had two black
Oh,
wrestlers,
I hated that.
and they just have them stealing. Was it entertaining? Sure, yeah, it was funny,
Yeah.
but it's like it's a represent.
Even the Street Profits. The Street Profits is like a whole stereotype too. Like, oh, you walking around and you got drop out red cups.
That's true too,
What?
and they haven't been on
Are we?
TV in a while.
Well, remember they had that storyline with the Wyatt Six, and I thought that they were gonna break them up. And I'm not saying I'm hating, but I kind of wanted them to break them up because I want Montez Ford to do his own singles run. I'm going to always beat that in because I just feel like he's such a great wrestler, and I think Angelo Dawkins, while he is a good wrestler, I do think that Montez Ford deserves like a true push in the singles run. They pushed him for a little bit, like a couple months at one time, and then that was it. They didn't ever give him any gold, but. I don't know where they are either. Like, I never know how good the either sidebar. I never knew how good the Motor City Machine Guns tag team was. I like watched like a documentary on them about how like they even got to WWE and they was dominated in Indies, and I was like, oh wow,
Oh yeah, they're phenomenal.
they really that bulls.
They say that other people's the tag teams are there. That's their favorite tag team.
Yeah,
The-
I'm your favorite tag team.
Yes.
Tag team. I'm like, well, that's good.
We also have a brand new United States Women's Champion, two-time Women's Champion Chelsea Green, who's also one half of the AAA Mixed Tag Champions with two-belt All Ego Ethan Page, who is also currently the North American champion.
what's your thoughts when they have two belts from different like two different belts? What's your thoughts? Like how Mercedes when they got like 8 belts. What's your
She's got
thoughts
like
when they have
12.
all of those belts?
I it's interesting you ask that question because I just had this conversation on the previous episode. I think it helps both companies because it's like, hey, you have this main roster star holding your title, and then if that main roster person has a match on your show, well, people from WWE are going to want to watch that show. It's just like with the greatest AAA mega champion of all time, the greatest Mysterio of all time, Dom, being on that card elevates the card. It makes more people want to watch because, like, oh, I know who that is.
I let you slide with the greatest Mysterio of all time. I let you slide with that. Just saying. But I don't know. I feel like for the belts, the extra belts, I think it for Mercedes Monet specifically, I think it's getting a bit excessive. Excessive. A bit excessive. And how is she supposed to lose all of those belts? You tell me. Unless she relinquishes them.
She has 12 belts right now. I see a picture of her holding all the belts, and she's just like covered in belts. And what's funny about her specifically, she seems to be the one people say if you don't like her, you hate black women or you hate black wrestlers. She's the only one because I see people talk about Bianca, it's like, oh, okay. But it's like if you have a negative opinion about Monet, it's like pitchforks, Molotovs. Everybody wants to destroy you because you don't like Mercedes Monet. I, I think she's a phenomenal wrestler.
I agree.
It, she plays her heel persona perfectly.
I agree. Even when she was in WWE, she was a great wrestler. I think that her moving over to TNA, AEW, the whole shebang, everywhere, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it was great for her to do that at the time she did, just because WWE was playing in her face. Now she already is Hall of Fame worthy for WWE as well. Like she was a part of the Four Horsewomen. She did her, she put in her time. She won her belts. She put over new talent. I just think that sometimes people forget those things happened. They forget that she is that girl, so then they try to, especially when comparing other people to her or like trying to like, oh, she doesn't deserve. Do you not remember who she was? Do you not remember the NXT? Like, do we need to go back on the YouTube and look at the clips, like,
Shit, Her
of
last her
who
last
she
woman
is?
standing match against Bailey on NXT was great.
Exactly, but they forget about that.
Yeah, I do not, and that the hate for her stems from hardcore WWE fans who are just like, oh, she sucks, she botches, blah 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 blah, and they're just bitter that she's not in WWE.
Yeah, because if she was in WWE, I feel like it'll be a whole different conversation.
Yeah, and I think she'll eventually go back to WWE because they,
I agree.
it probably won't be right now,
No.
but before
It
she
don't make sense
retires,
for her to go back right now.
it
She's
don't.
like on the top of the roster. I feel like once she start dropping all of the belts and she just be back to one belt or no belts, then that's the best time to pivot and to make a move. But right now, each promotion is probably paying her a ton of money. So why would I? I would never go back to WWE because that's like now I gotta have all these restrictions. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't appear all these different places. At least her being with like being more so of a free agent, if you want to use that term, at least she can appear wherever she want to appear. She don't got to be locked in, and I think it's a little bit more flexible when it comes to WWE now than it was before. Before you couldn't even utter another promotion's name. Now they use TNA. They say, oh yeah, they were dissing New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like they say the words of other promotions now, and which is great. I think that's very great progress. But I don't think that she would have the flexibility that she has to go across promotions like she does right now if she goes back to WWE.
Another question since you brought that up. Do you think the wrestling business, I guess more specifically WWE, do you think it's in better hands with the current regime of TKO and Triple H, or do you think things were a little bit better when Vince McMahon was running things?
I think it depends on which way you want to look at it. Like if you want to look at it from different lens points, if you want to look at how WWE, like Vince McMahon is the reason why all of the territory is united because he was very smart and bought out everybody. Like he was like, I don't need no competition. I'm about to buy everybody out. I'm about to buy the rights, the usage, the ownership of everybody. That's why we have things like Peacock that we can go back and rewatch stuff from 1990s and 19. So it's just like that made sense business wise, right? WWE now with the new CKO things is trying to go global. They're not thinking in a like they're not just thinking the United States. They're thinking everywhere. They're thinking I want to touch Saudi. I want to touch India. I want to touch Pakistan. They want to touch everywhere. So I guess it just depends on what you're looking for as a WWE like a WWE fan and a wrestler. What do you want to accomplish? I feel like like with Vince McMahon, his accomplish was being able to annihilate all of his opponents and bring everybody to his wrestling and make it the most appealing thing to not want to be on the indies, or the indies was like the starting point to like, oh yeah, now it's WWE. Now people are on the indies forever and never go over to WWE because they don't have to, because they always have other options. So I just think that it just depends on what you're looking for as a wrestling person, like a fan or in a competitor.
I mean, I heard Karrion Cross say that he's made more money on the Indies than he did in WWE.
And I can believe
Yeah.
that. I feel like, especially now, WWE is so stingy when it comes to certain money, and like I didn't even know that they had to pay for their own travel to get around. So like even that part, like obviously if you're a bigger talent, obviously that can be incorporated in your contract. But if you're a smaller talent, probably not. But it's like, oh, do I want to sit here and be locked into a $70,000 a year contract? Or do I want to go sit here and get paid $10,000 a show?
And then
Something don't add up here.
look, I am all for wrestlers leaving WWE or AEW and making money elsewhere. The wrestling is so tribalist. It's like, oh, you got to be a WWE fan, you got to be an AEW fan, or like, why can't
You
I?
got to be a wrestling fan. Just a wrestling fan. You could just like wrestling across the board. For a long time before AEW was in existence, I used to watch TNA and I used to watch WWE because I needed to know what was going on, especially like when Abyss was a big thing, and Jeff Hardy, Mr. Kennedy, which is Mr. Anderson. Like what my thing. Like I used to watch both both of them. Like obviously WWE was more mainstream, so obviously it's easier to like get sucked into that. But you need to understand what's going on, because if somebody jumps from one promotion to the next, you don't know what the heck is going on if you don't watch as a wrestling fan, not just a WWE fan. You need to watch as a wrestling fan. Like Jade, I knew the backstory of Jade, but I didn't watch Jade enough on AEW because AEW wasn't televised everywhere until it became to get like more promotional things, and it wasn't just in house shows. It was now it's on TV 3 days a week. 2 days or three. It depends on which week it is. But you know what I
Mm,
mean? So I just think that you have to be more open as a wrestling fan, not just a WWE fan. That's why I say just watch whatever you want to watch. Like, because I'm pretty sure somebody's going to jump from promotion to promotion. Like, you would think if you started wrestling right now, Christian Cage, he was a WWE person.
yeah.
No, he not. Like, but he was. Like, him and Edge, him and Cope. Edge name wasn't just Adam Copeland. It was Edge. Like, you have to kind of know, like, the background and be able to, like, flow through the storylines. Daniel Bryan was so big on the indies to the point that once he got to WWE, literally the crowd pushed for him to be champion. And then he was not a Vince McMahon guy. Vince McMahon like big old Andre the Giant man. Did not like little scrawny men like Daniel Bryan. Did not. Bryan Danielson, whichever way you want to see him. But his big push from the indies pushed him into like, yes, yes. Everybody was going around saying yes. No, yes, no. When him and Kane was together. So it's just like you have to just like understand, like, don't just limit yourself to one wrestling promotion. You have to limit, like, if you want to be a wrestling fan, you need to be a wrestling fan, even to the point that I could go across all. You see, I done talked about AEW, I done talked about TNA, I done talked about WWE. You know, even with the Bullet Club starting in Japan, like, you know, like, it's just so many different things. So you have to, like, look at wrestling in a holistic point of view, not just like so narrow into just WWE. Like, yeah, it's the biggest, shiniest, token, but like there's other coins too.
Yeah, I mean, like NXT's, there's a lot of people who don't watch NXT and they saw Lash Legend. They're like, who's that?
Who's
Like,
her?
who's that? Like, who's this? I'm like, yeah, it's Lash motherfucking Legend. you
Mm-hmm.
know? All right, let's play a game. We're going to have, name 5 wrestlers. It's fire or keep. You get to keep 2. You keep 3, fire 2.
Okay.
All right. First one, we'll go with Damian Priest.
Do I have to make the decision before I know the next one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll keep Damian Priest.
Keep Damian Priest. All right. You got 2 keeps left. El Grande Americano.
Fire.
You probably didn't hear what I said. El Grande Americano.
El Fire.
Rude. Nia Jax.
I'll keep Nia Jax.
There you go. All right. So you got 2 keeps on the fire so far. All right. Let's go with Trick Williams.
I'll fire Trick only because I would want to see what he would do in the other promotions.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Number 4. Let's go Finn Balor.
They only got one keeper on fire left, and I don't know who will be the last keep. Right?
That's correct.
Which Finn Balor? The Finn Balor now or the Demon Finn Balor? Because if we talking about the Demon Finn Balor, I'm keeping him. If we talk about the Finn Balor now, I'm firing him.
Finn Balor now.
Fire.
Fire. So your final keep is Dirty Dominic
I knew you was about to do
Mysterio.
that. I knew you was about to do that.
Yes.
You know what? And I would keep Dominic Mysterio over Finn. Let me tell you why. He is more of a draw to everybody, Triple A, to WWE, than Finn. Finn, I don't know what happened. After he got injured and he had to relinquish the title whenever he came back, it just was never the same. The Demon Finn Balor, when he was in NXT, when he was in the Indies and stuff, he was really that bull. But now, not so much.
Yeah. What 100% agree. It's an interesting time in wrestling. Things are changing. People are retiring. AJ Styles is going to retire next year. Rey Mysterio is probably going to be retiring really soon. A lot of
Yeah, I think he'll have be like a commentator with AAA or like something with AAA, especially since WWE bought them. I feel like he's gonna have like a bigger presence, even if it's behind the scene with those wrestlers in AAA.
I agree, and that'll help. That'll help AAA out immensely because he can help get whoever they think is ready to the main roster. Because WWE has a problem with relying on older talent a lot, i.e., a Brock Lesnar. For a draw, like you don't. I think we're at a point we don't need those guys. Let's focus on what we have, like Bronson Reed, a Braun Breaker, Jey Uso, even though he's kind of on. What are your thoughts on Jey Uso right now?
I feel like he's all over the place. Like I don't know what is he as a heel, is he a face? Like he's like got this angry persona, but everyone's still yeeting. It's so confusing to me. I feel like as a wrestling fan, it's like, do you love him or do you hate him?
His match Saturday Night Main Event got a lot of criticism.
Why though? I thought it was a good match.
The first half of it was there was a few there was a few botch moments. Punk went.
He's good for botching a match though. He's botched a couple
There,
matches.
there,
This ain't his first rodeo.
there was a point where Punk went for the neck breaker, and like it was clearly a neck breaker, but for some reason, like Jay took it like he was taking an RKO, and Punk like kicks him in the face, like, and then like grabs a bottle of water and like throws water on him. It was just really awkward. It was really weird. That was actually my least favorite match of the night out of that Saturday night's main event. We got Drew McIntyre and Claymoring referees because he's pissed off. It's
He's a bitter Betty. He's always a bitter Betty. And I'm so salty that Drew McIntyre's peak of his career happened when everybody was at home.
I I I have a weird feeling Drew is going to win the title before WrestleMania
From who?
from from Cody Rhodes. I know, it is absolutely crazy to think, but
I'm trying to calculate up the weeks because before WrestleMania, you
that's
think?
April. I mean, he could win it at Survivor Series or something like that, and he could probably drop it before, maybe drop it at the Chamber back to Cody or something like that. But I think SmackDown's issue it's Cody is a better chaser of a title than a
Then a
champion.
champion.
And I'm not saying Cody's a bad champion. Not saying Cody's a bad champion, but Cody is more interesting when he's chasing the title. Go back to
It
when,
creates more of a story and a build.
just like when he was trying to get the title off of Roman,
I have to finish the story.
that it was like, okay,
Now it's like, what story are we finishing now?
but I mean, besides him screwing Drew McIntyre every chance he gets, there is none. And I don't hate Cody. I like
That's
Cody.
Yeah, I like Cody too, but I do agree with you're saying. It just kind of gives he's like a flashy, like he's the poster boy of a champion of what WWE would want it to look like. But story wise, it's like he has that grit of like son of a son of a plumber or grandson of a, you know what I
Yep.
mean, like that kind of thing. It's not really like once he reached the mountain, like now what?
Yeah, it's like, okay, wait. I mean, everybody's waiting for him versus Orton, which is probably going to end up happening at WrestleMania.
That's gonna be good though. That's gonna be a good
I think
match.
Cody would end up being the heel in this match because everybody loves Orton.
They do, but it's gonna be so good, especially if you're an old WWE fan. Like they were a part of Legacy, and Orton was like the head of Legacy, and Cody and what was his name? Ted
Yep.
DiBiase's son was just kind of flunkies.
Yeah.
So that would be a cool thing, and they could definitely pull back from those clips too. Like, I followed you around, and if they want to make Cody a heel, they could just make him very resentful.
I mean, like Cody's had some questionable tendencies over the past few months. Like when he wrestled Drew on SmackDown for the title, he hits Drew with the title to cause disqualification. When he beat Orton in the King of the Ring, he used the exposed turnbuckle. Saturday's main event, he used the title again. It's like he's doing not your typical baby face things, and even like it goes back to Jacob Fatu, who attacked Jacob Fatu. I still think it was Cody.
You think?
I have a
Well, they had to get him off of the TV anyway, so he's going to be out for a couple of months.
my wild prediction is going to be a match, Drew and Cody for the title. Fatu is going to come out, and everybody's going to think, oh shit, he's getting ready to attack Drew for taking him out, and he's going to take out Cody, and Drew's going to capitalize and win the title.
It's giving Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill
Naomi.
uh and Naomi. That's what it's giving.
That's my wild theory that I'm going with right now. Will it happen? Probably not. But would it be cool? Sure.
It will be cool. It would be cool.
Anyway, is there anything else that you would like to speak about that's on your mind before we wrap up?
No. I mean, I guess the biggest thing I would get for any viewers watching this podcast right now or even listening to it, always keep your eyes and ears open to other wrestling promotions. I know we talk about WWE a lot on here, but we sprinkle in a lot of like other things too. While I'm not the most avid watcher of AEW, I can still kind of tell you what's going on. And I do think that if you really want to get into wrestling, make sure that you keep your eyes open. There's this book on Amazon. It said 100 things a WWE fan should do before they die, and like one of the prompts, it says watch other promotions so you can know what you're like looking at, so you can know what you're comparing it to, and then also so you can know what kind of wrestling you like. You got AAA, you got TNA, which is Impact Wrestling. You have AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. They have this other wrestling thing that I was watching, I think. Oh wow, they have Women of Wrestling. I watched that. They have WWE, they have NXT. It's so many different things, and all wrestling fans are not in this. It's not cookie cutter shape. So that's the only advice I would give. Make sure that you keep up watching different promotions so you can see what fits you the best. Follow me on TikTok at Speaking with Sha. You can follow me on Instagram also at Speaking with Sha, where I do a whole bunch of different things, where I sprinkle in talking about wrestling. I do skincare, hair, makeup, a little bit of everything. So if you need anything and you want a good watch, follow me at Speaking with Sha, and always continue to watch the wrestling podcast.
Yes, yes, thank you. And yeah, like tomorrow, like you mentioned, tomorrow I'm gonna probably watch AEW because AEW's got their Blood and Guts, which is essentially their version of War Games, going on tomorrow or today, depending on whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna watch it because there's one Dynamite show I will watch is Blood and Guts. But other than that, yeah, there's so much wrestling. Watch more wrestling. It's okay. Like who you like, hate who you hate, but be respectful, be logical. And that was another episode of Wrestling Therapy. Uh I am Azuji. I am still we are still sad and in mourning for the loss.
We are not. Is that
Uh,
your king? Is that your
we are
king?
still mourning the loss of Dominic Mysterio's Intercontinental title reign, the greatest Intercontinental title reign ever. And his hating ass dad, Rey Mysterio, that bald headed son of a
You
bitch.
boo boo.
Everybody stay safe, stay blessed, and see you on the next one.
See ya.